We're going for $1 million.
In today's episode, Chris and I bring you a best ball draft where we put together an unbeatable squad that could take down the $1 million pot. All right, so we're in here. We got our DraftKings best ball draft here for the $1 million play action. Chris and I are drafting from what looks like. Why can't I see where? Usually it tells me where I'm drafting from.
Oh, we're about to find out.
We are drafting from the 10 spot.
I love
a 10 spot.
I love the 10 spot.
All right, so we're drafted from the 10 spot here.
I think this is a really good opportunity. I mean, we're going to talk a little bit about draft strategy on this one, but I think this is a really good opportunity to go either hero running back.
I think that's the one I would rather go with. Unless somebody falls to me, a wide receiver in that first pick,
yeah,
I'm willing to go hero running back because we're going to get probably the best top after McCaffrey, probably going to get the next best one.
Yeah, I mean, we're probably going to get the next best two. We possibly could, and I think that might be a good strategy to knock out two right there.
But I mean, if you look over here, so DraftKings Best Ball has a full point PPR.
Yeah.
So you have Breece Hall at the 7 spot and Bijan Robinson at the 8 spot. I feel like those are a little bit inflated for a full point PPR.
Yeah,
above AJ Brown, above Garrett Wilson, guys that are going to see massive target share.
Yeah. Now I think that there's a lot of guys on here that I think we see who falls at the 10 spot. If there's a monster wide receiver that falls to us at the 10 spot, I think it's going to be hard to not take them.
Yeah.
But I think if there is, Breece falls, I mean, we're taking Breece.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day.
Because, I mean, you think about who else is going to be there.
You're right.
There's going to be a run on wide receivers. So I'd rather
if Breece falls, I want to take Breece for sure.
Yeah.
But we may be looking at a situation. I mean, Saquon has dropped in ADP over the past week. He's down to 14.
Yeah.
He was in the top 10 past week.
I mean, I agree, but I think, you know my feelings on Saquon with the Eagles.
I know.
So I don't know if that is something I absolutely want to do. But we're going to see. 25 seconds. Here we go.
All right. Round 1 started. McCaffrey went 1 overall.
Of course.
And CeeDee Lamb. I mean, chalk stock.
It's going to be chalk. I think Tyreek is going to go. Chase is going to go. Amon-Ra is going to go.
Jefferson I've seen slip down. I've even seen Chase slip down a little bit too. Tyreek. So right now we're in line to get A.J. Brown if it went by ADP.
Yep.
And do you like that pick?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I think that I wouldn't mind going Jahmyr Gibbs. I wouldn't mind going Marvin Harrison just to grab him. We could probably get him on the swing around.
That's what I'm saying. I think we can get Gibbs or Harrison on the swing around from the 10 pick.
Yeah. Bijan goes. Bijan went above Breece.
Puka is somebody who's really high up in ADP right now. He's a top 10 ADP.
I know. I want to slip on him.
I'm fading him too. I'd rather get Cooper Kupp at value.
Me too. I agree with that. I think Puka is going to be great, but I think Cooper Kupp has a chance for a resurgent year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jamar Chase.
Chase goes. So you have Breece, Puka, AJ, Garrett, and Gibbs. I'm leaning if Breece falls to us, which he doesn't. He just went there.
Breece goes. So I wouldn't mind getting Gibbs, Garrett Wilson,
Marvin Harrison.
I have a feeling Gibbs is going to go.
I'm okay if you want to fade Saquon, but if you want to go hero running,
Saquon Barkley just went.
Okay, so we're on the clock.
I mean,
A.J. Brown, Garrett Wilson.
I like Garrett Wilson and Jahmyr Gibbs. So it depends on what you want to do.
We'll go Garrett. I like Garrett. I like Garrett here. So Garrett Wilson was our number 10 pick here. We faded A.J. Brown. I think Garrett Wilson's getting hyper targeted this year.
Me too.
He can have 120 catches.
Yeah, he could. Puka just goes.
Puka. You have A.J., Gibbs, Harrison. I think we go Harrison or Gibbs if they fall to us. If they don't fall to us, do you like Devontae, Jonathan Taylor as our hero running back, or Kyron?
I'm going to tell you, I like Kyron a lot.
So you want you'd rather go Kyron over Devontae?
It depends on who's there. I mean, I would rather go Kyron over Devontae. A.J. Brown just goes. Let's move quick here. Moving quick.
What are your thoughts on London here?
He
just won anyway. He went anyway. So we get Harrison or Gibbs, it falls right into our lap.
We take those.
We take those 10 times out of 10.
Yeah.
At the 10.
At the 10.
All right, let's see what Burke 299 does here.
Goes back to back. Drake London and Jameer Gibbs.
All right, so we're going to go 0 RB then instead of hero RB.
I think so.
I think you got to go Harrison here. Wilson, Harrison. Oh, a little Ohio State.
Ohio State, baby.
Did we just do a full Ohio State? No. No.
Yeah, just go all Georgia.
Yeah, we could.
All right, so we're gonna have a little bit to wait here. I think around 3, 4, we start attacking the running back that falls. There are going to be guys there. James Conner, I think, is a guy that I really, really like to go grab.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to see who else kind of falls. I think, obviously, with a run on wide receivers, Kyron Williams just goes. I mean, that's a great pick. Jonathan Taylor just goes. Again, there's going to be a run on running back right now.
I mean, at the third round,
Jacobs,
10th pick, the 10th pick in the third round, we're looking close to Devonta Smith, Malik Neighbors, Josh Jacobs, ETN, Waddle, Kupp. Josh Allen could slip to us as well.
I mean, if Michael Pittman slips, I want to smash him.
Yeah,
as
if he slipped,
receiver.
I'm fine with that too. I think Jacobs is a solid enough running back if we wanted to try and grab one of them. Also, you could think about the quarterback at this spot here too if you really wanted to go for a big time QB. You don't need to, but you can. And
I mean, Cooper
Kupp could slip.
Getting multiple quarterbacks, high end quarterbacks that can throw up monster points.
Yeah.
And instead of fading quarterback, I've seen a lot of people just end up fading completely. Mike Evans goes.
Ayuk goes.
I mean, Achan's going to go. And I think that's fine. I'd rather take Mozart later on where he's going to go.
Yeah, we still have 11 picks here. So
I mean, I also wouldn't mind going and get Trey McBride, 2 Arizona Cardinals, or getting Laporta early.
Yeah, if Laporta falls to us, I'd like Laporta here.
If Laporta's there in the 8 or in the
we're going to have
on the swing.
Now, here's my thing with this 10th pick strategy. We don't pick for like 22 picks. So you can reach on a guy and quote unquote reach because you have so many picks. So going to get like a Lamar Jackson.
Oh, for sure.
Going to get a Tank Dell, a Kincaid, or like any of these guys who are in the 40-something picks because we're not going to see them come back around to us.
Oh, for sure. C.J. Stroud just went early. Ooh. Derrick Henry just went.
So we're up here in 7 picks. Achan's still sitting here.
He's going to go.
Debo, DJ Moore, Pittman, Allen, Kupp.
Pittman just went.
I mean, are you opposed to grabbing Josh Allen early? I mean, I don't love their schedule as much as...
I don't want to grab him. I think that there's better...
Is there a quarterback that you want to try in?
Lamar?
Yeah. I'm into Lamar.
Lamar.
I like Lamar and then grabbing Kyler late.
I mean, even Jalen Hurts. I think that they're going to have a bounce back here. Maybe. Debo goes.
All right, we're up in 4 picks here.
With going back-to-back running wide receivers in the first 2 rounds and probably grabbing value here, I'm probably not going to say going quarterback is a good strategy right now.
I don't think it's a bad one, but if you don't like Josh Allen, I think we get our running back first here or we get another premier wide receiver.
Well, I mean, what I think we could do here is go get Josh Jacobs and swinging around and get Laporta.
I think Laporta went earlier already.
Did Laporta go?
Laporta's already gone.
Okay, so Laporta's gone.
I think we could go, if you want to, we can get Josh Jacobs.
I mean, Kels is still sitting there too. Everyone's fading Kels.
Which is funny to me.
I mean, I would say running back first. If Kels comes back to us, why not? Mark Andrews?
All right, Kels just went. We're on the clock. So I'd rather go Jacobs over Waddle, Smith. I'd even like him over ETN.
I'd go Josh Jacobs.
Okay.
That's who I want to go here.
I'm with you. I'm all for that. All right, so we got Jacobs here. We got 4 picks.
Let's go to the running backs that are still on the board, too.
So you still got ETN, Pacheco, Cook, White.
Cook is a guy I really, really like. And we're going to fall off pretty quickly.
I like DeAndre Swift. I like Ramondre Stevenson. I like Zamir White.
I know you like the DeAndre Swift. I do not want him.
We don't have to. I like the opportunities. The notes came out recently from their offensive coordinator. They like the way he's catching the ball at the backfield. They want to be able to introduce that into the game plan because they really didn't have that at Chicago.
Devonta Smith just goes. We got 2 more picks before us. So we can go Mahomes, Hurts. Lamar Jackson and Jalen Hurts.
Well, we can't go both. We just took our first.
I'm just saying we could go like one of these guys. We could go.
Lamar Jackson has a
Lamar,
Week 14
Mahomes.
bye, which does impact a little bit.
Yeah, but
But
we're
not
playing
that
best
much.
ball,
But
so we're going to get
so-
another guy.
I don't know. To me, Hurts just went. So to me, I feel like you got to go with because it's a 4-point passing touchdown league.
So you got to go Lamar.
I think you got to go Lamar.
Okay, I'm okay with.
I like
Lamar.
either one. I don't have any.
ETN just went, so that was the only other guy I was going to
Yeah,
really
I was
fight
going to
for.
say ETN or Pacheco I'd be interested in, but I'd rather have Lamar than those two.
Yeah,
And same with McBride. I
Yeah.
think there's other tight ends I'd be happy to go grab. So right now our team consists of Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison. I like where we're going here.
I like where we're going. Mahomes just went.
I actually really like our team right now.
Yep.
Because now we don't have to worry about the QB if we don't want to go for another high end. We don't have to run. We have a hero running back.
Yep.
We can piece together your Austin Eckler's. You can piece together your pass catching backs that are going to give you.
We're going to want those pieces too. So they're.
But with a full point PPR, I think there's an opportunity for us to get some wide receiver twos that are going to see over 100 targets.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
And that's what I think we should try and target to do.
So we're going. Coming back around, we're going to probably. I'm probably more inclined here to go wide receiver, get a third wide receiver that's going to be dropping down, and then going to get another running back. I mean, yep, right there, Ladd McConkey is someone I have
Keon
eyes
Coleman. Those are guys that I've tried to grab as much as I can because of the opportunity. I actually really like Terry McLaurin this year.
Me too.
So I'd be happy to go get a veteran and one of those two rookies. Worthy is up here. I think he's inflated a little bit. But
Worthy is definitely inflated.
But if Rashee Rice doesn't play at all, he's second fiddle to Hollywood Brown.
But
you got to think.
We just don't know.
No, but you got to think that's what it would be. So,
I mean, Mark Andrews at tight end is still falling. So I'm really, I'd be inclined to maybe go and grab him.
Oh yeah, I mean pair him with Lamar Jackson
Yep.
if he kept falling down to us here. I
So
mean we're up
White
in
just
8.
goes-
We're up in 8 picks, and he's 4th on the ADP list right now. So he'd have to fall 4 more picks to get to us, which is still quite possible.
For sure. I mean,
Dude, Keenan Allen.
I know.
I would love to grab Keenan
I
Allen.
know. I'm starting to see some pieces here, and I'm licking my chops almost.
Well, what are your thoughts on George Pickens here? He's ahead of Keenan Allen.
I know.
Do you like the opportunity with Russ?
No, considering where Roman Wilson is going down
Keenan Allen
to,
just went.
so it doesn't matter.
Andrews may fall to us here.
Yep.
And if
Amari
he does,
Cooper
I
just
think
goes. George Pickens just goes.
I think that this may be a situation where we go.
I mean, Andrews and then another running back. Andrews and then
No, Andrews and grab one of the
Keon
grab
Coleman.
Coleman or McConkey.
Andrews just went.
Okay, so that switches it up here. So running back wise, you got Mixon, Rashad White sitting right here. We could go another top end quarterback and get Anthony Richardson in one of our 2 picks.
I was thinking that too. I'm really looking if Rashad White or Joe Mixon fall to us, I think we take one of those two.
Yeah. I mean, there's 3 picks. I'm open to either one of them.
I mean, Kamara's still sitting there too. I mean, scroll down a bit. Tank Dell just went.
McLaurin, Hollywood, Jaden Reed, Aaron Jones is still here.
Yep.
Keon Coleman, McConkey. I mean, if we want to get one of these guys, we're taking them now because they're not coming back to us.
I know, but I mean, do you value getting one of those guys there over Rashee White or Joe Mixon?
Well, I mean, kind of. If I can get Ramondre Stevenson
Yeah.
later on, if I can get DeAndre Swift, I know you don't love him, but James Conner is still there.
Yeah.
Like, do you think those guys are going to really give us more value? Like Joe Mixon just went.
Check David Worthy just went.
If you really want Rashad White, we take him now. But I'd
Look
rather go.
Look at what he did last season.
Yeah, he did, and they brought in arguably a competitive
All right,
running
scroll
back.
down. Let's go Keon Coleman here.
Keon Coleman, who we want. If Anthony Richardson falls to us, I would be happy to take Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, I'd be happy to go get.
Because then we get 2 premier quarterbacks. We don't have to look for that third one till later on.
Yeah.
And go grab somebody because there's going to be people out there.
I mean, I would even be doubling. Like, I would go double up here and go get Ladd McConkey. Like, I wouldn't be upset at that.
And pass up on Richardson.
And pass on Richardson.
It's not difficult to convince me to do that.
I know.
I've done that dozens of times.
I know.
I think Kirk is going to see a big volume.
I mean, I like
Brown.
Aiden O'Connell later. Aaron Rodgers has been falling in drafts. Like, we have Garrett Wilson already. Why
Yeah,
not
but
pair
what
him?
this guy can do,
I know.
although we really don't know what he can do. The sample
played
size
3
is
games.
small.
He
Yeah,
played
and
3
he had
games.
decent 3 games. It wasn't like he blew
And he's
up.
coming off shoulder surgery.
Yeah. Okay. Listen. Twist my arm.
I mean, I'm not having to. George Kittle just goes, Lad McConkey, let's do it.
Kittle would have been a nice piece here.
I mean, Kamara's there too.
You have McLaurin, Kamara, or McConkey.
McConkey. Let's hit McConkey all day.
All right. We love McConkey here in Athens.
We do. We like. I mean, listen, I'm not a Georgia fan. Jono is. I mean, we're in Athens though, so repping Georgia Bulldogs.
Home team.
But yeah, I mean, I like Lad McConkey. I like him and Keon Coleman. I think they're going to be two of the top end rookie wide receivers. To have them both in best ball in really good scenarios where Keon Coleman's coming into a wide receiver 1 position.
Well, yeah, and even if he's a wide receiver 2 to start the season, the volume is going to be enough for him,
Right.
even if his snap share is a little bit down.
Right.
Same with Lad McConkey. I don't care. Palmer is a decent wide receiver.
McConkey's going to get his.
I think Quentin Johnston is going to be. They're going to push him to try and be the wide receiver 1 there.
Terry McLaurin just goes.
And I think Quentin Johnston is an interesting person to grab in best ball because he has a chance to actually
Anthony
be what
Richardson
they wanted him to be.
Yeah.
And if he does, it's impactful.
Yeah. I mean, let's go look at the quarterbacks that are available right now.
Well, we are in need of a tight end. So quarterbacks available. We still got Burrow, Murray. I think there's a chance we can get Murray.
I think so too.
Tight end wise, you still got Ingram, Njoku, Ferguson, Bowers. I think if we can try and grab, I'm not loving Hawkinson coming off the injury.
I'm not liking Hawkinson just with all the mouths to feed there, and
Yeah.
Sam Darnold being the quarterback.
I do want a piece of Bowers. I would love Bowers.
Of these guys, I'd still say Njoku. Njoku is probably my favorite guy here.
If there's a chance to do Njoku and Bowers,
Yeah.
I like it. Running back wise, we still got Stevenson, Swift, Connor, Mostert, Zach Moss in Cincinnati as a starter. I think there's it's Pollard. And
I really
think
here's what we could do is when it swings back around to us. I think if we have the opportunity to go and get Connor and Njoku, or Connor and who is the other running back that we just looked at?
Stevenson.
Stevenson, Connor, Zach Moss. So Raheem Mostert just went. Jalen Warren is a great option.
That's what I'm saying. I think Warren here at is a 96 in ADP. We can fade and get Warren.
I still think I want to grab. I mean, we have a lot. We have Marvin Harrison already put the Arizona offense.
I mean,
we
have four receivers.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't mind getting like Connor. I wouldn't even mind getting.
I wouldn't mind going back to back, getting Connor and Love. Connor and I mean, if we go Murray here, if we think we're gonna go get Murray, I don't want Connor.
No, but I don't. Do you think? Yeah, I mean, I kind of want to go Murray. I'm really liking what that offense could possibly be,
and pair him up with Marvin Harrison.
Pair him with Marvin Harrison. I think it should be our first pick here in this. In
Christian
5 picks.
Kirk just goes.
Murray's gone. Did he just go?
No.
Yeah,
he did
went.
just go.
He did just go. So you got Love.
Burrow just went.
Purdy. I like Dak too.
I like Goff, to be honest with you. I think he's a great value.
If we like Goff at the 105, we don't take him until our next pick.
Yeah. I mean, is Rodgers still available? He's pushed
he's
down.
going to. Yes, Cousins, Rodgers.
Yeah.
So we're on the clock here.
Yeah. Let's go.
I think if we look at a running back, you have Connor.
And let's get Zach Moss on the swing around. Or Jalen Warren. Let's get Warren.
You don't want to take a shot at any of these, like D-Hop, Jamison Williams, Deontay Johnson, people who are going to remember.
I think D-Hop is a guy that we could go and get. I don't want after Watson, I don't want Jamison.
This is also our chance to get Njoku, the last of who I think are like your yak type of tight. I mean, unless you want to push and hope we get Bowers as our number one, then we pair him with like Freiermuth or Benson at Musgrave, like some of these other guys, Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I mean, we could go and do that and get 2 tight ends.
Like we're going to need 2 tight ends no matter what. But do we take Njoku
let's see who's
now?
popping here.
Brian Thomas, Dak is still out here.
Ferguson just went.
I like Dak a lot as a second quarterback.
Yeah.
He had some big games last year.
I mean,
but again, there are other guys. You're right. I like Goff. I like some of these other guys that if we don't go quarterback, I think we go quarterback next. You got Hopkins here and you got Njoku. Both
Brian Thomas just goes.
And Zach Moss is still sitting here. Like if we go Zach Moss, I think we got to hold off on running backs for a long time.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I think that's a good way to go because I don't think that there are any elite rookies this year that we could really steal. But we could have 3 running backs.
No, but like Eckler, we can get in the next round if we want to. Javonte Williams, we can still get Singletary.
Khalil Shakir just went.
So you got Prescott. Oh, sorry. Let me go to all. You got Prescott, Deontay, Hopkins, Njoku, Zach Moss.
I mean, it's for me, it's Hopkins or Moss.
You like Moss over Chase Brown?
I like Moss over Chase Brown. But Hopkins. Let's go Hopkins.
Okay. I'd rather go Hopkins here. If you don't want to go Dak, I'd rather go Hopkins.
Yeah. Because there are other quarterbacks like I don't want to reach for Dak right here when I can go get Rodgers, Levis. Like
no, I agree. I agree with you. I do agree with you. But you got to understand too that Cowboys offense did not upgrade the running game. They downgraded the running game. They didn't
upgrade the offensive line. They downgraded the offensive line.
Yeah, but they still have the same receiving core. Which was high flying last year. So I think they're going to be passing.
No, it was CD that was high flying.
Well, yeah.
And they had 2 offensive linemen that they lost, including their tackle.
Which, yes. Listen, I think the Cowboys did not do anything to help themselves in the offseason.
Right. So do we really love Dak that much?
I do still, because I think he's going to throw the ball so much. All right.
There's
Chubb
just went off.
Chubb went off the board. Yeah, I know. I would say if he went one more round. But I mean, we just don't know what he's going to be.
We don't.
That injury was so bad.
Yeah. Najee Harris just goes. Jameson Williams just goes.
By the way, welcome everybody to the new studio.
Yeah, the new studio.
The upgraded studio. The new.
It's the new.
Bowers here.
I mean, Jonathan Brooks' ADP is so high. I want nothing to do with that.
I don't hate Eckler. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I mean, I like Jaden Daniels. Like, if we want to take a shot on someone, Jaden Daniels.
Like, what if we went Bowers Daniels? We get our tight end. We get a second quarterback who has an opportunity to put up big numbers. I like that. Or it's Bowers Goff. Or you do Bowers Javonte.
Yeah. I think we need to get another running back here.
I think we do Bowers Javonte.
Okay.
You know, it's up to you whether you want to solidify the running back first or if you want to solidify the tight end. Because I think
we could get a tight end like Bowers.
I don't think you can.
I've had listen. I think you didn't go into a great scenario.
You say that, but also I also think the talent is going to rise.
One
to
of the
top.
lowest ADOTs.
Yeah, because the way they used him his senior year. Go watch him with Stetson Bennett. It wasn't low ADOT.
I know.
Difference. It was because Georgia didn't have a quarterback to accurately throw the ball downfield. Like that's the one thing with Carson Beck that scares me. He's going to be one of the top rated quarterbacks.
Goff just went.
Okay.
So I mean, Jaden Daniels, if he continues to fall, I mean, Caleb Williams is still there. I know both of us have had differing opinions on him, but
I just did a best ball draft where I took both of them as my number 2, then number 3.
Yeah,
in back-to-back picks.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels.
So Jaden Daniels wins. I think we go Bowers here because we're the next pick. We go Bowers, and then I think we take Javonte or Caleb.
Trey Benson just goes.
If Caleb or Javonte fall to us, that's who we take.
I mean, with the run on running back, do we think in the next 2 picks that
Singletary's still there?
Okay.
Like that's what I'm saying. I think somebody's going to be
let's
there.
Let's go Bowers.
I think there's a drop off in what his talent could be, and I think we could still get a good steady Eddie tight end to put in there for.
I mean, I like Hunter
Bowers.
Henry. That's another guy later on.
I can't believe Goddard's all the way down here.
I know.
But all right, so we've got Lamar Jackson, Josh Jacobs, James Conner, Marvin Harrison Jr., Garrett Wilson, Keon Coleman, Bowers. We're flexing McConkey and or Hopkins right now. Okay. I think we weren't going to get both of them no matter what. So running back wise, if Caleb Williams falls to us, I think we take him. because the odd chance that he is what he should be.
Yeah, scroll down.
So we got
Singletary is going to be the only other guy here that's going to be a volume play. Jerome Ford.
I think Tajay is going to do plenty. I think Tajay, and I also think Rico Dowdle may actually get more than what people are expecting, even with Zeke coming back.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge fall off on running back, and that's where I'm like, we have depth at wide receiver. There's a huge fall off at running back. So, do we think that
Caleb Williams just went anyway?
Yep. Let's go
Singletary.
Yeah, let's go Singletary.
Lock up our third running back here. I think we can still add another running back out of here, but I'd love our pass catchers. Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison, Keon Coleman, Zach McConkey, DeAndre Hopkins. That's a threat. And then our running backs are still top 2 are good in terms of Connor and Jacobs.
Yeah.
Both guys have solidified the starting role. Yes, they may sieve some of
Jonathan Brooks just went. Chuba Hubbard is going to fall, and I think he's going to be a huge starter. So I think that's a guy we look to target in 2 rounds.
So quarterback wise, we can grab Herbert. We can grab Justin Herbert. We can grab Kirk Cousins. We can grab Matt Stafford, Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you name it, they're going to be there. I mean, hell, Trevor Lawrence is still going to possibly be there.
Yeah.
So I'm not worried about the quarterback spot. We could take them with our second pick of our next swing around.
Yeah.
Depending upon wide receivers out here. I think Jerome Ford's going to
go to wide receivers.
Yeah. Samuel. Oh, A.D. Mitchell. Shaheed, I love.
Palmer.
Even Gabe Davis here.
I like Jahan Dotson.
I think Dotson's going to have a better
Keep
comeback
scrolling down a little bit.
Josh Downs, Leggett.
We got
Quentin Johnston.
We got plenty of talent here.
Pearsall, Troy Franklin. I love him, and you love Polk.
Roman Wilson.
Corley, Wandale.
I want nothing to do with Wandale.
I know you don't, but I'm still putting his name. I love Zay Jones.
Yeah.
I think he landed in a good spot.
Except they still haven't labeled this.
Huh?
Jacksonville.
Yeah. They had him it's funny because they had him as a free agent.
Yeah.
When I was doing it on the phone. I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers just went.
Okay. So quarterback wise, Tua, Trevor, Cousins, Stafford.
I think we have to grab another quarterback here.
Yeah. In 9 picks. I don't mind a Deshaun Watson.
I don't mind a Tua either.
If he's there.
I don't mind a Stafford. Yep. Yeah. I think we have to get. I think Stafford is the guy I like here. The talent that's there is so good.
Yeah, I listen.
Around him,
I think Stafford's not going to have your blow up games, but for when Lamar Jackson has a dud, he'll be able to put something up for you. I mean, What I really want to do is be able to throw 2 guys out there that could have blow up games on a week to week basis, and we're just not at that at this point.
No, I mean we took other things.
Ooh, Stafford gone.
Yep.
Do you trust Cousins coming off that Achilles? Do you trust Trevor Lawrence?
I trust Trevor Lawrence or Will Levis.
I would take a shot at Will Levis. I think his ceiling's higher than Lawrence's can be.
Yeah. But his ADP is way down there, so we don't have to take him here.
Correct.
So I think here's where we attack tight end.
Zeke, Rico. I mean, tight end wise, we can still get
We still got Goddard or Schultz. Ben Sinnott too.
We can wait on him. So we can get Goddard here. We can get Shaheed here. I love Shaheed.
I like Shaheed.
I want Shaheed here.
Let's get Shaheed.
I don't care if Goddard goes, but we can still go Goddard. If he falls to us here, I think that value where he dropped, you're not going to find that value at a tight end there.
No.
And I think he's more of our steady Eddie until you start to see what Bowers can get done. I think he's going to be the one that's putting the points up for us at the start.
Yeah. I mean, Freiermuth is not a bad option either.
I love Freiermuth too.
I think his, and especially with Russ there, like I would actually want to go Freiermuth more.
Okay. I'm on board with that. In fact, I've done that. So would you rather go another wide receiver here? Would you rather try and take Zeke just went? Would you rather take, Dowdle, Dobbins? Charbonnet. I like Marshawn Lloyd if he ends.
Chuba Hubbard. When we're reaching on him a little bit.
Yeah, I even like Antonio Gibson, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Why don't we go wide receiver here? Let's throw another big piece playmaker.
Jahan Dotson, I think, is a great option right here.
Yep. I'll go with the Jahan. I don't have a lot of stake in Jahan. I'll take him. I like that. So I think what we do next here is.
Click out of that.
So I think what we do next here is let's star a couple people. We like Gibson. We like Hubbard. Algier. I even like Vidal.
I mean, Keaton Mitchell.
I mean, that's a good flyer if he comes back healthy. I mean, what happens if Khalil Herbert gets traded to another team? I think Dameon Pierce has a bounce back as a secondary guy because now his role is not one to be lost.
Yeah.
He has a role.
Yeah.
So I kind of like him there. Now, we don't have to go deep into these ones here. Quarterback-wise, we still need somebody.
We still need a quarterback. I mean, Will Levis.
I think
again,
Will Levis.
Will Levis is the guy I'm targeting. If you keep scrolling, Aiden O'Connell is so far down.
Well, because it's him and Minshew right next to each other because they just don't know. Like, we can wait on O'Connell. I'm willing to wait on O'Connell later for sure. I mean, even Baker's a solid pick.
Frymouth just went. I mean, Trevor Lawrence has fallen a lot too. So, I mean, I wouldn't be.
He just went. We got to stop saying names because they're just getting picked.
As soon as all right, J.J. McCarthy. No, I don't want him. Don't star him.
You say his name.
I know. That's what I'm trying to get him
drafted.
drafted.
I see what you're saying. I thought you wanted me to star him for you. There's just so much value at the wide receiver spot. Even Quentin Johnston is sitting right here.
Yeah, I mean, with us having Lan McConkey, I don't know.
I'm fine with that in the best ball.
I like Wicks.
I don't like Wicks as much as I like Quentin Johnston. He has a chance to be the number one. At 100.
I don't trust what he did. I don't trust what I saw from him last season.
I'm taking everything that the Chargers did with a grain of salt. Everybody looked
separation.
Everybody looked bad.
Ray Davis just went.
Everybody looked bad.
Yeah.
There wasn't a single player on that team that looked good.
I mean,
Eckler looked terrible. Their backups looked terrible.
Yeah.
The receivers, except for Keenan Allen, looked terrible.
We need another
and that, you know what it was though, too, due in part. If you watch the scheme that was brought there, the offense, what's his name, Kellen Moore, he ran a lot of isolation, wide receiver isolation
right now.
Yeah. So he ran a lot of, I think Musgrave. Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill, Hunter Henry.
Yeah, I'm willing to go grab Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
He should be there for us in 10 picks. That's a ceiling guy, too.
That's a ceiling guy.
But here's the thing. Kellen Moore ran a lot of isolations.
Keith Mitchell just went, damn.
Where he was sending them out on Keenan Allen out on a motion, isolating him out. Then he comes back in and he's wide open. Everybody else was in a standard coverage. I think you have a different offense.
So many tight ends are going right now. So I think we have to address tight end here.
I'm with you. I mean, we do and we don't. I mean, we still got people like.
No, Ben Simmons. We have to go tight end here.
Okay.
Don't star him. He's going to get taken.
Yeah, everybody's
Luke
taking
Musgrave.
tight end.
Yep, tight end's throwing off the board right here.
All right, so we're going Taysom here.
Yeah, we got to go Taysom.
Taysom Hill, which I like. I mean, that guy can have a week where he puts up 30 points.
And go to quarterback. So
Baker, Geno, Will Levis. Baker is your steady Eddie.
Yeah. Well, we have Lamar. He's our steady Eddie.
Well, Lamar's our peaks and valleys because he has some weeks where he drops down.
He's going to be pretty good for us. I think we need another guy that can also blow up, and Will Levis with the weapons that they put around him.
Yeah, I like the Will Levis move.
I think we can wait one more round for him.
What are we at? What round 14?
So I think we need
another. Think we can wait one more round?
Yeah, I think we need another running back here, right? We have. I mean, what's our running back room look like?
Jacobs, Connor, and Singletary.
Yeah, I think we got to go. I like Chuba Hubbard. I like Tyler Algier. So between those two guys, you make your pick.
I don't know. It's tough for me. But I like Chuba. I like Chuba over Algier.
I mean, he's going to have the workload in the beginning of the season.
Yeah, but I like Gibson. I like the Gibson for the long run because I like
behind Ramondre.
You got to look at a different picture. It's a full point PPR.
I understand that.
I think Ramondre is going to get his targets taken away by the player.
Ramondre's a really good receiver out of the back.
I don't disagree with that.
A lot of his work was coming off of that.
But I don't disagree with that. That's what scares me about Ramondre this year. It's a whole new regime over there.
Yeah.
I just think they're going to want. They bring Antonio Gibson in for a reason. He's a pass-catching specialist. Pure and simple.
He is. And
You don't bring that in if you're not going to use
he's
it.
kind of like that Patriot way running back, the Danny Woodheads, the Ty Montgomery, the guy that they bring in is kind of like a receiver or what.
But those two guys are low-hanging fruit compared to where that guy was drafted by Washington and what that guy is also
I'm not
being
looking
used
about
as.
where he was drafted.
No, I'm just saying
6 years ago.
And I'm also talking about what he can do out the backfield.
Marshawn Lloyd just went.
That was somebody that I was hoping that we can get to back up Jacobs because I think he's going to carve himself out a role at some point.
Yeah.
But it's Jacobs' backfield.
I mean, and Gibson's still there. And there was a run on tight ends last round. I think we're still going to see another run on tight ends here.
Yeah, so we got Gibson, Algier still there. I like Vidal. Bucky Irving is interesting for sure.
Eli Mitchell, Dameon Pierce.
Yeah, I like a Dameon Pierce. I don't even know why I started Eli Mitchell. Estime Garendo. This guy's interesting here. Lob at Las Vegas. He could take over that third down role.
Yeah, I mean, Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen's going to be there. So, I'm not.
I mean, again, Braylon Allen is a guy, we've talked about him in the last couple of weeks when we were doing rookie episodes. He's a guy I think he could get.
Levis is gone.
Levis just went?
Levis went a couple picks ago.
Okay.
That was what I was afraid of happening. But we got Chuba. I mean,
Tyler Algier just went.
If we're getting another quarterback, because we need one,
we got to go with the starter.
I think we got to go with. I just don't love Derek Carr.
I know. And there's Bo Nix if you really want to take a shot. Russell Wilson.
I just don't like those two quarterback situations.
I know.
I'd rather take a chance on McCarthy than playing more games than Russell Wilson this year.
Well, Isaiah likely just went, so I think we have to go quarterback here.
Yeah.
So I'm more in favor of going Russ than JJ McCarthy, but
I'd rather go JJ McCarthy or Bo Nix here.
Let's go Bo Nix then.
Okay. I'd rather go one of those two guys here.
I don't love that pick. I don't love what we did at quarterback, but I'm okay with having.
Well, we still have Lamar.
Exactly.
The chance that he's not the leader in that is on except for his bye week are going to be low.
Do you like a bounce back from Daniel Jones? I don't.
No, but it's an interesting play to do. Late is a Drew Lock.
I don't want to. I'm not touching Drew Lock.
I know, but I'm just saying it's an interesting to do because with the way the contract is set up for Daniel Jones, they can end up sitting him the second half of the season.
Yeah. So here at running back, I think
if Gibson falls to us, I think we take him.
Okay.
I know you like Corley. I wouldn't mind grabbing him either, but I think the fact that he's going to be still sitting here, I think he's going to have a piece of that offense.
Bucky Irving.
Zay Jones is still out here for receivers. Dameon Pierce still at running back.
Jaleel McLaughlin, that's another guy.
We maybe still be able to.
And Tony Gibson goes right before us.
That guy is sniping us.
Yeah.
All right, what do we like here?
So do you think running back is the thing that we need, or do you think we go wide receiver?
I think we should try at the wide receiver here. Again, I like Zay Jones.
Yeah, I like Zay Jones too.
Yeah, I'd rather go Zay Jones here. Khalil Herbert interests me, not because of what he's doing, but there's if he falls more and more and more, there's an odd chance he goes to a new team.
Yeah.
There is also a chance that Russell Wilson still makes his way to us.
Yeah.
And if he does, I'm willing to take that pick.
I think we go another quarterback in these next two.
Yeah.
And Aiden O'Connell is kind of the guy I would want to take.
I also really like Baker.
JJ McCarthy just went.
Baker, McClellan.
Yep.
Or McMillan, sorry. I like those two. Aiden O'Connell is still going to be out there.
There's another guy up there at wide receiver that you scrolled past, and that was Robinson.
Yeah, in the
I
Rams.
really like him.
Yep.
Just to get a piece of that offense as well.
I'm fine with that.
Demario Douglas is interesting. I know there's been a lot of talk about Rashad Bateman.
Well, that's what we could pair him with Lamar. I thought that would be interesting to do.
Yeah.
Not that you have to do that in best ball. I know a lot of people try and do those handcuffing and try and pair quarterback and receiver.
I mean, it's great when you have a volume guy that you're getting in pairing, but you're not.
Devontae Walker
I mean,
is an interesting one.
Kendrick Bourne slipped.
He may start off on the pup.
The other guy I really like is Brandon Rice, and he's a guy I want to take a shot on.
So if you had to take a shot, Brandon Rice, Devontae Walker, and Malik Washington, and those three.
Brandon Rice. I think the reports out, with his dad, with his lineage, and the fact that he got drafted so late, like his dad's going to have an issue with that. His dad's going to work his ass off, and he's going to you don't have someone with that kind of pedigree.
True.
And he fell down, and I was talking with Nick about this earlier in the week, is that you don't have a guy like that fall down because all these teams are looking at the intangibles, and Jerry Rice never had the intangibles.
No.
I mean, the best thing he did was not only being an elite route runner, but he had giant hands.
Yeah.
But he was not a very fast guy. He was not a very big guy. And so in today's NFL, coming in, he probably would have slipped in the draft because he doesn't have the size and the speed that everyone else has.
What's your thoughts on Roschon Johnson here?
I want to stay away from the Chicago running back situation. I think one of those guys are going to end up spelling DeAndre Swift. So I don't think he's going to take all the work.
But again, we're in a
DeMarcus
situation.
Robinson just went.
Rashad Bateman's could still be there for us.
Yeah.
It's an interesting pick to take.
Yeah.
They extended him. He has an opportunity.
I also like.
There's no Odell there.
I also like Sanders in Carolina at another tight end.
You like Javon? I also like Javon Baker.
I like Javon Baker as well. Marvin Mims Jr. just went.
QB wise, Carr is still sitting here.
Like I said, we kind of.
You could get Russ.
We're almost having to
O'Connell.
go another quarterback as well. So it's a matter of who else do we want?
I think we have 4 running backs now, right?
I think running backs were fine.
Because you got Singletary, Dotson, Hubbard.
Yeah, I think we're fine at running back, so we don't need to go there.
So
I think we need to go quarterback.
Quarterback-wise, Carr is sitting here. We can go Russ or we can go O'Connell.
I like O'Connell.
Out of all of them.
Out of all of them. Yeah, go O'Connell.
Okay. We're jumping up on O'Connell.
That's fine. There's weapons there. We solidify. Now we have 3 quarterbacks. And I think right now at wide receiver is kind of where we should target with this next pick.
So right now we're around 18.
Rashad Bateman just went.
So we're looking at, here's our flex here. We got Boyd, Gesicki, Estime, Hyatt, Slayton.
Estime just went.
Devontae Walker, Garendo. Let's look at wide receiver.
And again, Brandon Rice.
Let's grab him.
I want him.
I did like McMillan, who happened to just go right there.
Yep.
I got to stop saying his name. I did like Devontae Walker because if Bateman isn't what Bateman's going to be, this guy has an open opportunity with no Odell there anymore either.
Yeah. Odell would have had 400 yards last season.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
I'm just putting it there.
What are we talking about?
I'm just putting it out there.
How many years removed from a 1,000-yard season?
Oh, listen, he's no longer going to be a 1,000-yard guy.
I don't think he's going to be a 700-yard guy.
Not in Miami.
No.
He's ring chasing at this point.
Not in Miami, he ain't.
I don't know why he's ring chasing because he had a fantastic Super Bowl before he tore his knee up.
Yep.
We don't need another tight end at this point.
No, at this point we don't need another tight end.
Well, we're round 19. There's 2 more picks for us here. So we got to decide. We have 3 quarterbacks now. So the other option is we still go Russ. And I know 4 quarterbacks in a best ball is not the ideal thing to do, but there's questions at Bo Nix and what happens if Minshew gets the starting job.
Right.
So do we take the risk there with Russ Wilson?
Well, here's the argument, all right? If Minshew gets the job there, do we take Minshew? Do we like the quarterback in Vegas over Russ and Pittsburgh? For me, I do.
I do. I'd rather have Minshew or O'Connell. Yeah. And I think that could be our last pick of the draft.
Yeah.
I think we have to decide here flex-wise. Well, let's look at running back. Garendo, Deontay Foreman's interesting.
Yep.
Because I think he can be somebody that could get early.
Braylon Allen, I think, is another guy that I've had my eye on, who's way down this list.
Is he even still there?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
I think Braylon Allen is a guy I really like.
So the choices here, we go Braylon Allen, Or we go with one of these.
With Walker.
Or we go with Devontae Walker, Malik Washington.
Those are the two guys that we could go with, is Walker and Braylon Allen to finish the draft.
I don't have much Walker. I would like some Walker.
Let's get Walker here if he's
now,
available.
Or we go Walker and Gardner Minshew. Do we roll the dice on the Aiden O'Connell?
I think we roll the dice on him because we have Bo Nix and Lamar.
Okay.
If we faded Lamar, if we end up having like Stafford or Goff as our QB1.
I only think about it this way. What happens if there's an injury to Bo Nix or Lamar and then Aiden O'Connell loses the job? Then we're on one quarterback.
Yes.
But I'm also I think Walker could be a very interesting pick for Baltimore. I think he could carve out a pretty good role for himself.
Yeah.
And
Devontae Walker went.
All right.
So that's Braylon Allen.
Yeah, Braylon Allen. I'm down with Braylon Allen here. And let's go. You want to go with the
If Minshew is still there, if Minshew doesn't get picked in the next 4, I think we could take him. If Minshew does get picked, I'm down with grabbing Malik Washington. And those are our 2 picks right there.
Yeah.
Malik Washington.
I go Minshew over Washington. I don't love that we have to go with that quarterback position, but I'm fine with it. Because Malik Washington is going to be down in the depth chart to start the season anyway.
Yeah.
I think there's a chance.
It's more of a if Tyreek Waddle get injured, there's a spot for Malik Washington to come in. Even
if Waddle gets injured, I think he does. Which we know how that goes. Man, Zach Ertz is still there. Kate Stover, Mayer. We could double up on the Las Vegas tight ends. All right, so we prioritizing Minshew over.
We're prioritizing Minshew over Malik Washington. I think wide receiver wise, we're fine.
I think we're very fine in terms of wide receiver. We've got 9 receivers here.
Yeah.
5 running backs, 3 quarterbacks already.
2 tight ends.
And 2 tight ends. I'm okay rolling the dice with Aiden O'Connell. Too.
Yeah, Malik Washington just went anyway.
Okay. And that was pretty much who we were going to get. Unless
you wanted to grab another tight end. Where, who has upside here?
But who's going to give us...
Kate Stover.
Nobody's going to give us the upside that those guys have. Tunyon just actually got signed with the Vikings.
Yep. I don't love it.
But I don't love it. Jaheim Bell, don't love it. There's just
Jelani
so much...
Woods.
Zach Ertz, I think, could have a decent season here. We're on the clock. Did we just go with the Gardner?
I think we go with Minshew just to solidify that quarterback position.
Yeah, it's a throwaway pick.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, but usually the last pick of the draft is, and Minshew gives us that safety net. If anything happens, we know he can put up 3-4 touchdown games.
Offense. I like the offense. We have Brock Bowers there. I like Mayer.
And there's a chance.
I like Jacoby Myers.
O'Connell had bad games last year. He had good games. Minshew had some great games for the Colts.
Yeah.
So I think he gives himself an opportunity there.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's take a look at what we got here for our full team, our full squad. Lamar Jackson at the top, Josh Jacobs, James Conner as our running backs, Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., Keon Coleman as our 3 wide receivers, Brock Bowers, Flex McConkey, but then we still got D-Hop, Singletary, Shaheed, Jahan Dotson, Taysom Hill as a backup tight end, Chuba Hubbard, Bo Nix backup quarterback. We threw in a little Zay Jones. We went with Minshew and O'Connell because we don't care who wins that job. We want one of them, and then the backup is always there in case of injury. Brandon Rice and Braylon Allen are 2 long shots that we took that I think have high upside to it. I like this team. I think there's a lot of firepower at wide receiver.
Yeah, there's a lot of firepower at wide receiver. There's steadiness from the running back position, which is what I like. We're not blowing up there, but
we have the reigning MVP at quarterback.
Yeah, and we have 2 top 10 running backs on our team that finished the season last year.
Yeah.
So I absolutely love it. I love what we were able to do with that team. Again, we have steadiness at a position and a lot of blow-up potential at a position. If Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, Garrett Wilson's here this year. And we talked about it last year where he could be a top 5 wide receiver.
Exactly. I think he could be what CeeDee Lamb was last year.
He was
easily.
He was a 1,000-yard receiver last year with who? Zach Wilson.
Duct tape.
Duct tape. It was awful.
The only thing that I in this draft that we just did that I regret us not trying to do is jump in. We faded the quarterback position 1 round longer than I wanted to.
As a backup.
But
from our backup.
But for a backup, I agree. So like, would I rather have?
But
here's what. Let me make this point.
Sure.
I had my eye on Deshaun Watson. Not that I would take him, but I thought like, okay, it's a good backup. But do I love Deshaun Watson much more than Bo Nix? Do I love him much more than who's going to throw the ball in the Raiders? I don't. So like, I don't. The only thing I wanted to try and get was the Jaden Daniels or the Caleb Williams for that high ceiling upside.
Yeah.
But there, like we said, there's a chance that this Raiders offense can be high flying through the air too, pretty well.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying is that like whoever's starting, it's best ball, so whoever is playing the best, whoever's playing is playing, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So Lamar, if he has down weeks, we still have two guys on an offense that whoever's the starting quarterback there has a really potent offense with them.
Yeah,
and pieces there. So I don't think we made a mistake there. We missed on that middle tier. I would have been more upset there if we didn't go and get Lamar early. But you go and get Lamar early, you're not wasting that middle round pick on going to get a high-end quarterback. And if we did, we should have went a couple rounds earlier and gotten another elite guy. And we didn't do that.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with where we faded because there is potential with Bo Nix. There's potential with that Raiders offense.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy there. At tight end, I wish we could have jumped up and gotten one of those guys. But
I agree.
But I'm not upset at that either. I like what we were able to do at tight end.
But we talked about this at the end of the season last year. We talked about the season this year so far, and we'll get into more detail on it when we talk about our draft strategies and everything like that. The tight end position has changed widely in this. I mean, the fact that Brock Bowers went where he went. I mean, don't forget Hawkinson was a top first round pick. Laporta and those guys weren't first round picks last year. They were second rounders and they were supposed to be first rounders. But the fact that we're talking about tight ends in the first round of NFL drafts tells you that this position is coveted. And I don't think that with the way the Raiders are, and I know you think that, you don't love the position that Bowers went to. He's going to get used. They don't have a third wide receiver that's worth it. No. So he's in a situation where, Jacoby Myers is the wide receiver 2, but it could be Bowers as a wide receiver 2 by midseason.
Maybe. I don't think that Bowers is better than Jacoby Myers. And I think Jacoby Myers is going to be the number 2 receiver on that team.
I think Bowers does more with the ball than Bowers.
I don't want to argue about Bowers. I think we could have.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I like what we did.
I like what we did there. I wish we could have gotten another guy up there too. We waited on Taysom Hill. But the upside of Taysom Hill is that he's not just a trick pony anymore. Like we saw last year, him being a traditional wide receiver or a traditional tight end. Mm-hmm. So I think he gets used more and more into that. I know they have Juwan Johnson. But
think about Derek Carr.
Right.
And how much he slipped up.
Well,
and then also think about the running game. They didn't improve that running back depth.
Right. And so Taysom Hill's still going to get touches there at the goal line.
A rushing touchdown,
right.
6 points catching.
The weeks that he has 2 rushing touchdowns, I'm okay because he's going to have 12 points right there, right? So
it's the cheat code. It's the cheat code.
So you get someone steady like Bowers, and then you get him. Our depth there is only those 2 guys, so that's my only concern. But what we were able to do at wide receiver, I think we got a lot of potential there with Garrett Wilson, Marvin Harrison Jr., the top 2. But then going to get Keon Coleman, Ladd McConkey, and D-Hop.
Yeah, afterwards.
You have so much.
I think Shaheed and Jahan Dotson are 2 wide receiver 2s. Don't forget, Shaheed is now the number 2 guy there.
Shaheed's not just a number 2 there, but Jahan Dotson's coming into a situation where, I really think Jahan Dotson could end up pushing for a 1B.
Well, here's the thing. Jahan Dotson did that his rookie year.
I know.
That's why he's got... What is it? The second most touchdowns or third most touchdowns in the first 2 years, or the past 2 seasons for receivers.
Right.
And it's because he came into a situation his rookie season where they had an accurate passer that could get him the ball. Sam Howell last year, he threw the ball well downfield at times. He threw the ball a lot, and he ended up amassing 4,000 yards.
Yeah.
But he was sacked a lot. He was rushed a lot. He was off target a lot. And
for sure.
Dotson is a red zone threat. It's like the same thing with Romeo Doubs in Green Bay.
Right. So, no, I really like this team. I think there's a ton of upside. And again, running back position, I'm not really worried too much about this, having Josh Jacobs, James Conner. And so those are guys that are going to command 80% of their workload in those backfields. Then to have Chuba Hubbard on top of that.
Yeah, who I agree. I think will start getting the volume early in the season. If you're the Panthers, you're not playing Jonathan Brooks at all.
You're not playing Jonathan Brooks. He took guys. I don't know why he's being drafted in best ball in the eighth round.
I know.
He tore his ACL in week 11 last year.
And I don't care what people say. Is like, oh, Miles Sanders, they paid him a contract.
The team's not good.
Chuba Hubbard was a better running back than Miles Sanders last year.
Yeah. The team is
won the job.
Yeah. The team's not good. They're not going to rush an injured running back out there, a young running back that's going to be probably the franchise.
Yeah.
So they're going to probably suck again this year,
Yeah.
which is why I'm glad that Chuba Hubbard is the only Carolina Panther that we have.
I'd be interested in getting Leggett, but that's about it. But I'm not. I wasn't trying to get him. I've got him enough in best ball. But
I think we have touchdown potential.
Braylon Allen. That's what I say. Goal line opportunities.
Yeah. And opportunities like if anything happened to Breeze.
Oh, if anything happened to Breeze, they get a full 3-down back right away.
Right. A guy that we know can command the workload. He ran for 330 attempts last year.
I know. He's a bruiser. He's a beast. He's the only guy that was like, he ran the way he ran with the speed he has and the size and everything, the way his running style in this draft.
Right.
Like there wasn't people running that way in this draft, which I like. In terms of our receivers, though, what we were able to do in getting Dotson and then Zay Jones late as well. Zay Jones falls into a situation in Arizona where, they have Michael Wilson, and Michael Wilson had a couple games here and there. But look at what Zay Jones did to, I said it before, second fiddle to Christian Kirk 2 years ago in Jacksonville.
Well,
he was a machine.
And
he gets hurt a lot, but he's a machine because he gets in the end zone. He's open a lot.
And we have it where Marvin Harrison in the game said him and Trey McBride aren't really. I mean, we have 3 Cardinals on our team.
Yeah, well, again,
but if
Marvin Harrison has 90 yards, no touchdowns. Zay Jones goes for 65 and a touchdown.
Exactly.
We have him.
On the off weeks for Marvin Harrison, we're going to have a receiver in that. And I would have liked to grab Kyler Murray.
That's really who I was trying to
the
tell
one I would have loved to go and grab. But, hey, it's a live draft.
Yeah, you never know what people are going to do.
You never know what people are going to do.
Well, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification button. We're going to be doing a couple more of these best ball drafts over here the next couple months, trying to get some opportunities to win the million, as well as just help educate you guys and help give you guys some ideas for your best ball drafts. Don't forget to tune in next time. We're going to be going over plenty of things this offseason. And when we really get down to the nitty gritty, we're going to go over team evaluations, player evaluations, so that when you guys are ready for your fantasy football redraft leagues and your dynasty leagues, you'll have all the information you need coming right from the source here at the Standard Fantasy Football Podcast.